Howdy, 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 howdy. Good evening to all of you. Welcome to the live stream tonight. Okay, hi. We know the drill. Half hour. Internet's bad. Pre-recorded. I'm Ryan. Tales of Valhalla. Let's get to some work, shall we? Okay, let's do it. How is everybody doing tonight? Let's see here. I'm gonna make sure. Hopefully, I'm gonna turn this background music really low. You probably won't be able to hear much of it now because we're going to be working on some things here. Now, I have to mute this. But let's see, I've done a little bit of work. I'm gonna do a little bit more tonight when it comes to the editing part of episode 1, season 3 of Tales of Valhalla, the Aftermath Chronicles. And but before we get started with this, I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of an update on, and so actually I can turn the music back up here. A second. There, okay. Turn the music back up for a second, just because we'll do this in a second. But this is a basic update from last time. This is what I've been able to do since the last live stream. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 shots, one small scene. Still have to tear this set down and build up a new one, but basically did another scene. Let's take a quick look at it, shall we, before we get started with work. Y'all like to see some nice fresh animations, don't you? Huh? So here we got Kelda right there. She's bringing out, looks like the pit trap glyph. Of course, there's no sound at all for this. And I'm gonna make sure. Okay, yeah, I should be able to hear me above the music, background music. If I don't, if it's not, sorry. But you can see, okay, Karak popped out of the pit trap glyph. Interesting. Be very interesting to know what they were actually saying in this scene, huh? Because here we got Sergeant Drake Alexander, we got Raylan, we got Karak, we got oh, what's his name? Ever Scarcarver. And then looks like in the background we might have some miniatures back there as well. Anyway, we're just going to fast forward through this. We don't need to see everything. It looks like they're talking. Yeah, and there's Henderson in the background there. Yeah, let's see what these other shots are. Okay, just some close-ups. Some close-ups of Evar. Close-ups of Drake Alexander. We have some close-ups of Karak. This looks like it's a talking scene. I mean, I know exactly what the scene is. I just being mysterious because I'm not going to give anything away. But there's some Raylan. There's some Kelda. Just different shots here. So we're back. Okay, there's Henderson for a second, and boom, and we're back to Kelda. And then, oh, okay. So here's something special. Okay, all this material is HeroScape stuff, except for something right there. That is 3D printed, this little campfire thing, and what I'll do in post is add some digital effect to where it'll actually be flames mixed in with this 3D print fire. This is 3D print from High Ground Tiles. And there's a link for them in the description below if you're watching this on YouTube. And they got great 3D printed terrain and also scatter terrains for HeroScape. So that's one piece of the set that is High Ground. And we got some Kelda there. And so just, okay, so we got Gimp and Lieutenant Dan lying down on the job, basically. Looks like they're sleeping. Sleeping again, but Henderson's walking in, and then walking back out. And then just close up of Henderson. And this is Geert, and this is Light Folly back there. So something's going on here. I don't know. And so you can see here is this is for season 3, episode 8 of season 3. So this kind of gives you an idea what's going to be going on in the latter half of the season. So this is like the third to the last episode, because there's 10 episodes altogether. And so yeah, so that is pretty much it. That's the update. So that's the work I've done. We're going to be moving on. We're going to be pretty soon. We're going to be. I'm sorry, I snapped my fingers. We're going to be getting to where they're going to be in the Thay Lake Tundra soon. So we're going to be doing a lot of ice and snow type terrain very, very soon, and lots of action-oriented stuff as well. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens when we get to that part of the animation. Anyway, moving on. We have to do this, okay. And so now I'm going to turn this background music back down. And let's see what we got. So, like I was saying in the last live stream, I rendered all of these audios, fixed them up, added Sujua, a couple other voiceovers that I had to alter and adjust. And now it's all there, along with the background ambient sound, just in one slot. So instead of like adding more effects to what's already a lot of slots taken up from voiceovers, I render them and then put them in one slot, and then I move on to the next step of the audio, the audio editing process. And the next step is doing movement sounds. Movement sounds are very basic. I mean, these are sounds that people like aren't going to pick up consciously usually during their viewing of this, but if it's not there, it's noticeable. So this is just to make the world seem more real, and just to add the sounds so your subconscious picks it up and understands, okay, these sounds should be there, and that's just why we put them in. So movement sounds. So for these, I actually am going to mute this so I can actually hear it sound. So audio voiceovers are muted, and this is what we have to work with. Again, very low sounding sounds, but it should be able to pick them up on audio. And some of them I might even drop down to half or so, because these are just movement sounds. It's just slight sounds for when a miniature is moving around. And oh yeah, give me 1 second. There, doing that for an audio check. And hold on 1 second. I did that because I had to burp. Okay. So we're going to start at the beginning. Now, I mean, this is kind of tedious, so I don't know how long we're going to be at this, but we'll do it for as long, because I've got about like 15, 20 minutes before the live stream ends. So let's just see how much we can do while I'm talking. I usually find it easier to not be talking while I do this, but it's okay. I'll do the majority of it off the live stream. Alright. So, and I'm going to scooch myself in, because I need to see where this first one needs to go. Is there any movement there? I don't see any movement there. I see a little bit of movement there. So we'll start there. And let's see. Where does that Maro come in? Right there. So yeah, I think that works. Yeah, right there. So that's in there. And this is a very slight movement. You probably won't be able to hear it at all, even all the way up. These other ones are a little bit louder though. So, oh, and by the way, you're wondering, where do I get these movement sounds? Well, they're not called, originally they're not called movement sounds. Yeah, I'll show you. They are actually a belt whoosh sound effect. So it's somebody just swishing a belt across the microphone and making that type of sound. And so I use it though for movement because low enough it just sounds like, you know, just the movement that the miniature might make. And all the sound effects, most of the music I get from Triune, the Triune store, Triune Films. They have all, you got to purchase them, but all royalty-free stuff. You can use them for anything, and you're not going to be sued or anything. You can use all the material that you purchase from them for your projects legally, and the only time you have to pay them is at the beginning when you're purchasing the product. So it's a great deal if you want to go in there and look up their stuff. Unfortunately, their Black Friday sales have already gone through, but I'm sure they'll probably do something New Year's. There's always a sale going on for reduced prices as well for their stuff. So, okay. Anyway, link in the description down. There should be if you're watching this on YouTube. All right. So so this is a close-up one. Let me see here. I'm gonna get one right there. Put it. Okay, and then do another one here. Yep, but move that over. More. Yeah, I want to have an end where he swings. Okay, good. And I want to move this just a little bit more. This one I don't think I'm going to reduce. I'm going to just reduce it a quarter. Yeah, I think that sounds good. And you can see if you can hear it above. I mean, it like again, much like the ambient sound that I put in the background. And as a matter of fact, here, since there's no voiceovers here, I can just go. And it just starts to give life. As far as sound is concerned, to this world. So I mean, you have the ambient background sound because I just unmuted this, as well as this movement. And like I said, it's not something that's supposed to really draw a person's attention. It's just supposed to, on a subconscious level, have the audience have more familiarity with this world, with just understanding that there are sounds to go along with it, and just makes the viewer more comfortable, I guess I would say, or just more open to the realism, as real as you can possibly make it in the world. So, all right, let's move on. Okay, so there's a sudden movement there. So let me put something there. And now, as far as voiceovers are concerned, I actually voice most of the Morrow, especially just the Morrow Common Squad figures. So I probably have voiceovers for these, and I do need to add them in sometime. Either that or I need to make them. So I do have to get my mouth in front of a microphone sometime, because I know there are some voiceovers that I have not done yet. But that'll be later. Okay, there's a big movement right there. So I'm gonna add this one like right there and make that very low because it is far away, this Morrow creature. And possibly add another one. And you can see how I can go through these movement sounds pretty darn fast, which is why I copied and pasted this one on, and then here is more of it back here too. I'll copy it again and then paste it on again. So that way I never really run out of them. It's just one way of managing your, the audio files when you know you're going to be using a lot of them. So hey, I guess this is one for those of you who are learning how to do these type of things. I guess this is sound audio management 101. So I guess learn from my mistakes, because this is stuff I've learned over time. Because I used to be not this organized, and I probably can get even more organized, which is why I continue doing what I'm doing. Okay. I'm going to raise that up a second. Need to find a good ending spot for that. Yeah. Where does he make his final move? Right there. So maybe if I move him up there. Just doesn't, it seems off. Maybe if I just lower it. I guess it's okay. All right. And now, okay, these guys are moving now. Oop. Add, since they're all moving kind of at once, I'm just going to add one sound on top of another, and again they're far away, so I can lower this down a bit, and let's see how that sounds. Hold on. Okay, I need to probably stretch this one out a second. I'm doing it mostly for this one in the center for this one. Okay. Good. Nice. Okay, I like it. Okay, and then we have Karak moving into the scene there. Because I know it's hard to tell through this little window what this really tiny window, but I can try to expand it, but the quality really doesn't get much better. This is one reason why I do the audio file on this and not the video, because this particular piece of software just can't handle the quality of video that like HitFilm can. But it can with the audio, so that's why. And the audio is just easier to manage on here. Okay, I'm actually gonna do before Karak, I'm gonna do the movement of this Mara right there. Just make it very... Actually, I think I might need two, because he kind of like moves over, so... like that. I think that works. Okay, and then Karak himself. Where does he come in? Right there. But I don't want to get his movement until I can see his base. Okay, right there. So, do that. And then do it again. So I'm just going to copy this a second and paste it and have it be the identifying movement right now of Karak. Again, we have this Morrow moving a little bit more, so I need to add another movement sound there. You know, as hard as it is to move these miniatures for stop motion, I certainly do a lot of movement with them. need to do another movement of, because Kurok, you can see, or I can see that he kind of like moves his base up a level. So I just want to make sure that movement sound right here covers that, and then, but we do skip right to another shot there, so I'm going to trim this. Let's see. Yes, that works. And just slow it down a bit. Nice. So let's see again. It's good to review things over and over and over again, and we're almost out of time. So I was able to go through one row. Okay, and then we'll end it with Kurok. Now I can show you how, and actually that's where I kind of want to end it. That seems like a good place to put. Sometimes I just park them. I park these audios right where I need them. Now this one I don't need solo since he is technically closer to the camera, and I want to actually have the audience hear that little bit of oomph to his ending stance. I'm just going to actually have it a little louder than normal. So that way it just gives a little emphasis, you know, in the scene. Anyway, okay, same. And so, okay, so that is that row of audios, and I'm just going to go back here. And hit copy, and then paste another row, and I'm ready to go again with these movement audios, and so I continue doing this until I get to the end of the episode, and then once I double check and triple check, you know, all the movement sounds are in, then I will render that and have it become one audio timeline, and then move on to the next sound effect, the next sound effect, the next sound effect, until I'm done with the sound effects, all the sound effects, and then move on to music. So this is a process. It's going to take time. Excuse me, but we're going to get there. So with that, I guess I will pretty much call tonight, because we're homing in on almost half an hour, so time flies when you're having fun or working hard. So I guess I will just end this by saying, for those of you who are watching this, and by the way, thank you for everybody watching the live stream. Again, I'm saying this at the ending, what I should be saying at the beginning. If you leave a comment below, or if you leave a comment on like Twitch or Facebook that I'm live streaming this on, I am looking at comments. Even if this is recorded, I am live online for you to leave a comment. Anyway, so for those of you who are watching this though on the Tales of Valhalla YouTube channel, this is an edited down version of what is a almost half-hour long live stream video segment, and you can see the full content of everything that we've learned here, because this was a little bit of teaching. On our Conductor Productions YouTube page, which has the full video content of this episode, and you can go to a link in the description below, or there should be something appearing on the screen sometime. Anyway, with that, I thank everybody for watching the live stream tonight, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday. We're probably going to do more of this, so probably giving a little more updates on how the animation is coming. Season 3 is on its way. And pretty soon we're going to be working on a trailer too, and that'll be fun to work on. I'll give you guys a little bit of behind-the-scenes access to when I start building the trailer for Season 3, and that will be fun. So with that, thank you guys for watching, and have a good night, and we'll see you guys next week. Later.